Hey, welcome to today's creepy video, where we'll be sharing a few stories from a Czech book called Black Ambulance. This story happened a few years ago in the Czech Republic, where two students were living together in an apartment in Prague. One of them decided to go out with her boyfriend in the evening. The other student stayed home because she wanted to enjoy the evening alone. The first student stayed at the bar with her boyfriend until closing time. She decided to spend the night at her boyfriend's place, but needed to go home briefly to get her coat because it was cold outside. She quickly returned to the apartment, noticing it was dark inside. She thought her roommate must have already gone to bed and didn't turn on the lights to avoid waking her up. In the dark, she went to the closet, quietly took her coat, and left. The next morning, when she returned home, she found her roommate dead in the room with her throat slit, and everything was covered in blood. On the nightstand, she found a note that said, "If you had turned on the lights, I would have killed you too." A young teenage couple decided to go for a drive in the evening. The boy had an old car and realized somewhere in the forest that he had run out of gas. He told his girlfriend to stay in the car while he went to a nearby village to find a gas station. Promising to be back soon, the girl complied, locking herself in the car because there had been a report of a dangerous escapee from a psychiatric hospital the previous day. After 2 hours, she began to worry that her boyfriend had been gone for too long and started to feel scared. She then heard something dripping on the car roof. Thinking it might be raining outside and feeling exhausted and frightened, she decided to take a short nap until her boyfriend returned. In the morning, the police arrived at the car and woke her up, telling her to get out of the car immediately and get into the police vehicle with her eyes closed. She complied, but as she got into the police car and turned around, she saw her boyfriend hanging from a tree above the car with his veins slit, and the dripping blood had been falling on the car roof all night. My cousin has a friend who recently experienced a severe trauma with his wife. They went shopping downtown and were walking down the street when his wife wanted to buy a small item from a Vietnamese store. Apparently, there are several stores next to each other there. She told him to wait outside and that she would be back soon. As it was getting dark, the husband waited patiently. When his wife didn't return after 10 minutes, he went to check the Vietnamese store. There, he bumped into a Vietnamese man who pushed him aside and told him they were closing. The husband raised his voice and said he had his wife inside and demanded to be let in. The Vietnamese man didn't respond, pushed the husband again, and quickly locked the door. The husband didn't hesitate and immediately called the police. He was very frightened when, 5 minutes later, a large police vehicle arrived, from which several masked and armed officers emerged. The husband realized then that this was not an ordinary Vietnamese store. When the police got inside, they found his wife in a closet with tape over her mouth, completely bound. She was in severe shock. Outside, the police told her she had been the victim of a dangerous Vietnamese mafia involved in human organ trafficking. Women are their easiest targets, which is why many women have been missing recently. For several years, the police have been trying to solve this gang. We don't know much about this mafia from social media because the police want to gather more information about the network of people working with them. Children around the world are abducted and sold to elite pedophile rings, tortured, raped, and murdered as part of satanic rites. The killers then drink the children's blood and eat their flesh. The blood of the children who were severely traumatized before they died, and their brains leached the drug adrenochrome, a natural drug produced by the pineal gland in the brain. Adrenochrome is the most valuable drug in the world. The God these people serve is Satan. He is not a God of love or mercy. It doesn't matter if you believe in Satan or not. They believe in them